Hello, happy Transfer Tuesday. It's the first Tuesday of the month, so it's a perfect time to get your finances back on track if maybe things didn't go quite as you intended last month. Transfer Tuesday is the day of the week where we try to make money moves in a positive direction, and so on this first Tuesday, it's a great time to take a look at your finances and see if there's any money moves that you can make either towards paying off debt or saving and investing to give yourself a better financial future. Since it's the beginning of the month, we don't really have very much extra that we can put towards debt and investing. So I'm just going to go over basically our bare minimums that we've done this week so far. So first of all, I missed last Tuesday, but I had an Acorns Roundup for $5.55, and that got contributed to my Acorns account, my after-tax brokerage. And then I also had my monthly contribution come out, and that was just $5. So in total, I've invested $10.55 towards Acorns in this last week. And this after-tax brokerage account, I'm not contributing very much to it because it's really not a priority for us. But it's nice to put a little bit in there every single month and still watch it grow because it's been invested for a few years now and the balance just keeps compounding on itself. So it's really nice. Our next transfer is a payment towards debt. We had our mortgage come out on the 1st. And that is now $2,630. If you've watched any of my recent videos, we had our PMI removed. That was a little bit unexpected, about 2 years earlier than it would have naturally fallen off. So if you have PMI and you give your mortgage company a call to remove it, they may just remove it earlier than expected. So I think it's supposed to fall off automatically after 5 years or when you hit like 80% loan to value. And the automatic fall off is supposed to be when you hit like 85% loan to value. So it's helpful to call early and see if you can get it removed. I did call, I think, a year and a half ago to try to get it removed or to try to find out what my house needed to appraise at in order to get it removed. Because if your loan is not at 80% of the value that you paid for your house, so you didn't put 20% down and you haven't paid that 20% towards principal yet, you can pay to get your house appraised. And if it appraises so that your loan is only 80% of the value, you can get your PMI removed. But fortunately, we didn't have to pay for an appraiser, and it was just able to be removed. So that's saving us about $50 a month there. And so our mortgage went down by that amount, but I am paying $2.45 extra towards principal just to make it that nice, even round $2,630. And so we're very slowly making progress on this mortgage. It's not really a big priority of ours to pay this off. We have like a 2.88% mortgage rate. And so right now our money would do better sitting in a bank account for us because our high yield savings account gets us almost 4%. So we would actually be losing money if we were contributing significantly extra towards our mortgage. And then our next debt payment that we had come out just yesterday was a payment towards our truck. We pay this every other week. That was $311.07. We had plans to pay extra towards the truck, but we've had to shift our priorities a little bit last month in order to focus more on reducing our taxable income. And so we're planning to do that by contributing to our HSA. We have last year's to contribute to so that we can get a little bit more back on our taxes. And then we can contribute to this year's HSA. And then we will go back to paying off the truck. we owe less than $9,000 on it now, and so we thought that we could be able to pay that off in the next 2 or 3 months, but with contributing about $9,000 to the two HSAs, last year's and this year's, we're not going to be able to put that $9,000 towards the truck. So it's going to take us a little bit longer to pay off the truck for that reason. However, we did put a pause on contributing to my husband's Roth IRA, also for the taxable income issue that I talked about in my last couple of videos. So we didn't pay extra towards the truck, but after our interest payments came in from our high yield savings account at the end of last month, we are able to contribute a little bit to the HSA this week. We don't get paid until tomorrow, so our budget is pretty tight. My paycheck will come in tomorrow, and my husband's will come in on Friday. And we're hoping that his bonus is on this Friday's paycheck, but it might not be until the end of March or even in April, depending on, I don't even know what his company decides, I guess. I don't know how they make these decisions. So we're contributing a little bit to the HSA, just about $130 we'll be able to put in there. And this will be for last year's HSA. We're trying to max that one out before we file our taxes. So hopefully once mine and my husband's paychecks comes in, we can max that out. I think we have somewhere around $800 or something that we can contribute. His workplace contributes some every single month, but it's a really weird amount. We know about as much as we're allowed to contribute to reach last year's max, which was, I think, $8,300 for a family. But I will definitely double check that before I contribute all of that. And then I will file the taxes so that we can get a little bit more of a tax refund. I think without contributing to the HSA, our tax refund is going to be less than $2,000. And I think with contributing to the HSA, we should be able to get a refund of a little bit over $3,000. So that $4,000 some contribution to the HSA gets us $1,000 back, which is a pretty good return, I think. And of course, the money in that HSA, I will invest it so that it can continue to grow, and we can then use that later on for reimbursing all of our health expenses. At least that is the plan, because we're really fortunate that we can use an HSA, even though the health insurance is pretty expensive when we have to actually go to the doctor. We're also pretty fortunate that my husband's workplace covers all of the premiums. I think that is why their contributions to the HSA are such a strange amount, because they also cover the premiums towards his health insurance plan. So all he's responsible for is making payments towards the doctors whenever we go, up to the out-of-pocket max, which is really high. I think it's like $13,000. But we don't have to pay monthly for health insurance, and we get the HSA. So as long as we don't get sick, just our basic checkups are covered by the insurance. We don't have to pay a copay or anything for just basic, like, annual visits, which I think most health insurances don't charge you for your annual checkups, but I'm not totally sure about that. But I think that is everything for me this week. Let me know in the comments any money moves that you've made this week. I love to hear about them and cheer you on as well. If you're interested in seeing more of my family's journey as we pay off debt and save for retirement, then please hit subscribe, because I would love to have you follow along. Thank you for being here.